Welcome to this overview of Slingshot Options, swing trading options for amplified cash returns video course. Now, I've developed a lot of swing trading systems, a lot of mind-blowing systems. Of recent, I've been outdoing myself with 90 to some runs of 100% winning. I know that I don't know how sustainable 100% is, but it's just kind of getting a little nuts. And so I've been through a lot, and it's not that percent winning really counts that much, believe it or not. What does count is to net out a profit in a very solid, dependable way over time. Now, what's dependable? Well, first of all, from my own experience and what I've seen amongst many students and many people out there over the years, and trading and other things of life, really, is that when you are going for this concept of guaranteed and safe, well, a lot of people talk about that, and a lot of talking heads on TV pitch that, and a lot of quote unquote professionals try to pitch that concept. A lot of marketers do too, but if you really think about a guaranteed and safe thing in life, how does that usually work out? In terms of investing and trading, or really any opportunity, whenever you get to the sure thing, right? Or, for example, if somebody announces some new way of making money, well, if it's making them money, for example, in this new hot way, why would they announce it? It's already, because they sense it's already maturing, it's a fad for the time being, and so they've exhausted it, and usually it's too late. The same thing happens in the markets in terms of, well, there are systems that are fad-based systems. There are a lot of those out there. But we don't deal with those here at Slingshot Options and Options Trading Authority and our other authority brand sites and other similar sites. We take the approach of, at the core of trading for a good living. It's called Trading for a Good Living as a philosophy. It's a philosophy in terms of systems development. It's an approach. It's a mindset that, for example, I would have in terms of what I am looking for in a system. This is a core aspect of the system that just needs to be there. In that, trading for a good living means that it's something that can be very potentially and probably strong enough to stand the test of time and be durable. So I could, or one could, potentially trade for a very good living, or at least put ourselves in a great probability scenario. Now, in life, who are the big winners? They're the ones that people say, oh, they're the ones who take the risk. Okay, and it's not really risk. I think that phrase is misunderstood. People can take risks all over the place and get themselves in a lot of trouble. No, the people who win and win big in life usually win because they plan and strategize, and they enter before the opportunity goes. Right? The same thing in trading. When you have a setup that's a high probability setup that's about to take off, guess how that feels usually? It feels scary. The emotional feel is scary, risky, right? But it's that feeling right there that is the highest probability setting in terms of a feeling in your interaction with the marketplace that gives you the biggest and highest chance of succeeding, and succeeding big. I hope that makes sense. I know there's a run-on sentence. I got to work on that. Yeah, I know. So the opportunities that feel safe, all right, or that feel exciting to enter in trading. If you have any experience, you should know by now that those don't work out too well. It's the same thing. It's the same principle of life. So you do have to understand that if you want to achieve something, it's kind of the concept of faith and belief and trust. Okay, we have to have those core principles in order to win. And just as any great business owner who doesn't just kind of stumble in by luck, although, that's rare, but those who succeed big, they have to believe that that opportunity can come to fruition. They have to believe in it. You can say, you can think of the concept of believing in terms of different things, but you have to believe as a verb. Okay, let's think of it that way. And you just have to have that belief, and you got to go for it. All right. And so, in some instances, or in some ways of thinking, you may even think that because of that belief, or because one had that belief or faith in the future, or believed in their product or business, that they may have actually created this success or manifested it because they had the belief or faith. Now that's deep, right? Okay, now I know this sounds a little bit, out there for swing trading options for amplified cash returns, but I just want to throw some things to you, in terms of what's going on of recent. So, options, okay, they can be great. All right, for $1,000 stocks, in order to swing trade that, you're gonna need $100,000, $50,000 on margin, right? So to swing trade $100,000 stock or a $100 stock with options, it's gonna cost you what? Well, it depends on how much time you have till expiration. So it could be $1,000, could be $4,000, $2,000, somewhere in between there, right? So, if you ride a 5-point move on a $100 stock, depends on how much premium puff and your delta. But let's looking at the money option, you're going to get about a 50 delta. So you're gonna ride that 5-point move, and if you paid, let's say 2.5 for it, it's probably going to go from at the money. It's going to go to 5 at least, right? So you're going to look to roughly double your money, sometimes more. If you go near term, maybe you go a little bit in the money. You could maybe triple your money with options, right? And your risk is what? It's whatever you put in if you're buying calls and puts now. Now you can swing trade other things, and we're going to get into that in this course. We're going to get some introductory ideas about swing trading covered calls and credit spreads, but I actually have full courses on swing trading covered calls and swing trading credit spreads and such. So you'll want to check those courses out too. So if you're looking for a way to trade much more precise, to make money, keep it and grow it, to also learn about the process of swing trading with options, discover pitfalls to avoid, because there are a lot of those. But once you get those down, you can be really smart about your options trading and not go crazy like some people do. Options have so many great opportunities associated with them. It's just that when people get in the leverage mindset, they just want to keep on leveraging up and see how far they can go, and that's when they get into trouble with options. Well, guess what? You don't need to be those people, do you? No, you can be smart. You can trade options smartly because there's a fortune to be made here. Just, pull it back a little bit and learn how options work and how to coordinate those with the price swing and how big to trade, and understand the logic of position sizing. Once you get that, I think that's when you're going to have the breakthrough that a lot of people miss out on because they just never get their position sizing right. All right. So now, position sizing is part math and is part art, and we'll have to examine that in this course. But once you get that position sizing right, look out, combined with a good, solid trading strategy or system. Let me also mention. Let me describe what a good trading strategy or system is, or a solid one that has the potential to be in the probability of being dependable. And so, what does that mean? How can you have a dependable method? Well, we can go back in time on a price chart and look at data of price action, and we can take that price action and we can measure what does what on repeated basis. And for those who have studied price charts quite a bit, like I have, you realize that there is an undergoing fabric, a matrix of price, and price goes in and out in between this matrix, and this matrix is very mathematical, and it's pretty amazing. It's pretty mind-blowing, actually, to how it all works out. And so through these numbers and ratios, and you're probably familiar with some concepts of these numbers and ratios, but it can go pretty deep. And when you realize that there are certain price actions and reactions that happen because of human nature, or just, one could also say just nature, then when there is a constant or a tendency for a natural being or nature to do certain things a certain way, well, then we have something that we could depend upon a little bit more frequently than not. And so when we have a tendency on a price chart, then we have an edge. When we have an edge for an entry, it gives us a frequency on average over time of cause and result. So we can determine a frequency, a winning percentage to and towards our objective we are trying to achieve from that action, and we can look to get in front of that action with an option and go grab some money from the marketplace. So, in short, price action can give us an edge that is repeatable to a certain percent over time, a certain winning percent, we would say, in a system. And when we can take this price action and depend on it in a solid way, because it's just so tuned into this math matrix of price action behavior, then we can simply take these actions and repeat them over time and look to net out a profit and compound. So it's like a puzzle that needs to be solved, and when you solve that puzzle, then you can have a nice picture, and that nice picture can be a very nice growing trading account over time, although that would be a video, right, if it's growing. But anyways, so this puzzle piece, there are many different pictures, there are many different ways and approaches for swing trading. So we're going to go look at these concepts and get a strategic approach so that you can figure out your own swing trading method and which way you want to go in terms of swing trading options. So that's about it for this overview. Thanks.